Hey everybody, welcome back to that series, A Piper's Guide. I'm Martin.
And I'm Derek.
And what's the topic for today, Derek?
Man, I just got this great new pipe, and I just want to know, how should I break it in?
That's an excellent question because one of the biggest things is that this is a pipe made of wood or sometimes cob or sometimes stone. And what do you need to do to break in your pipe so you can get everything out of it that you want? So the first things that you have to consider is building up cake in your pipe. That's probably the first and foremost thing that you're wanting to do to break in a pipe. Derek, you remember when we talked about building up cake in the walls of your pipe?
Yeah, just kind of, let it smoke it, let it get a good even cake in there from the carbon buildup, so that way it protects it. And I assume most of them come, with almost no carbon buildup, so I imagine they're gonna be fragile. So if you don't do it right, you could have problems.
And that's a great point. Many pipes come just raw, just rare, full briar, cob, meerschaum, or the like, whichever other type of pipe you might get. Some pipes come pre-carbonated, where they'll be black inside. And for instance, Peterson's will pre-carbonate. What they'll do is they'll take the pipe, they'll shove it on top of a burner, pre-carbonate it. That right there scorches the inside and starts that cake process. What you want to do is once you're done smoking your pipe, you want to take your hand over your pipe and you actually want to shake it a little bit, and you want to spread the ash around the inside of the bowl. After that, you can dump your pipe. Make sure you take, specifically your tamper and get out all the excess dottle from your pipe. Now you got to be careful with this because you don't want to scrape the inside walls of your pipe too much. That can end up hurting it. There's a couple methods in terms of building up cake in your pipe, and that is putting the bowl halfway full and burn it down. The reason they do that is because a lot of times the dottle sits at the bottom. It gets very moist. Essentially what happens is it's too moist to really burn. Now you can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. At the same time, the same practice is just throw the blend you want in there and just burn it all the way down as best you can. Now, what I recommend specifically for breaking in a pipe is a fine ribbon cut, if not a shag. And the reason I recommend this is because unlike a heavy flake or a crumble cake, something of that category, is they will burn very fine. As you might have noticed when we are enjoying either an esoterica blend such as And So to Bed or Stonehaven or Penzance, they burn to a very fine ash. And that's extremely important, because how many times have you gotten to the bottom of the bowl with a Penzance or Stonehaven?
Yeah, they burn down very fine all the way down to the bottom of the bowl every time.
That's correct. And what that does is that allows the break-in process to go all the way down and start building up some of that cake. Again, when you're done with that very fine blend, that very fine ribbon cut or shag, shake it around a little bit. And also make sure you dry out your tobacco fairly good and dry, so that way you are getting that burn process. So that way you are. A lot of times people don't even talk about this, but when you have a really moist blend, a Samuel Gawith or something like that, you're not going to burn all the way down if you haven't dried it out fully. So dry it out fully, make sure it burns all the way down, shake that ash around, dump your blend, and then that's going to start building up the cake in your pipe and essentially get you into the burn-in or the break-in process. It also will expose if there's any issues in terms of, a light portion of the briar where you could potentially have a burnout, something like that. But again, enjoy your pipe. That's probably the best thing you can do. Start off with something very fine that can burn all the way down, build up a good cake. Break-in process is pretty easy from that point.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Seems like a pretty simple process.
Yeah, that was a great question. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Don't forget, we go live every single Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have a lot of fun. We have giveaways. We do gambling. We do drinking. There's just so much fun and so many things to do. There's a lot of interaction amongst everybody. So check us out every 9 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. Make sure to also check out our other content. Give us thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all of the support. I'm Martin.
And I'm Derek.
We'll see you later. I don't know what the was saying. This is probably a bad time to record a video.